Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you've had a fantastic week this week. In this video, we will continue with our cardiovascular risk factors and we'll be starting with hypertension, which is also known as high blood pressure. What high blood pressure is elevated blood pressure that can lead to more serious medical conditions as well as premature death. What boggles my mind is that about 1.13 billion people in this world have been diagnosed with hypertension, and less than 1 in 5 of those people actually have this disease under control. I believe that this is mainly because you don't always experience symptoms that suggest that you have hypertension. What I will do in this video is I'll define high blood pressure. I'll also give you its classification, symptoms, and management. Management will be based on classification as well as lifestyle modifications. Please do note that this video is for educational purposes only. If you have any concerns, please do seek professional medical advice. Don't forget to like and share this video to as many people as possible and to subscribe if you wish to see more videos like this. Thanks, guys. In this session, I will define hypertension, discuss its pathophysiology, classification, symptoms, management based on classification, and management and prevention based on lifestyle modifications. What is blood pressure? First, looking at the heart, the two top chambers are your atria, noted by the two top arrows, and the two bottom chambers are your ventricles, noted by the two bottom arrows. Blood in the heart flows from your atria to the ventricles before it is pumped out to the body and lungs. So blood pressure is broken down into systolic and diastolic. Systolic is the top value of the blood pressure reading. It is the pressure in the arteries which the ventricles have to pump against in order to deliver blood to the body and lungs. While diastolic is the bottom value. It is the pressure that your atria have to overcome in order to fill the ventricles with blood as they relax. So hypertension is when the pressure against the arteries remains relatively high. This makes your heart work harder to pump blood through the system. It is characterized as a systolic value greater than 139 millimeters of mercury and or a diastolic value greater than 89 millimeters of mercury. It is classified as primary and secondary. Primary doesn't have a specific cause, but is a combination of factors such as family history, obesity, physical inactivity, excessive alcohol intake, stress, insulin resistance, etc. that can cause hypertension. While secondary is caused by an underlying condition such as chronic kidney disease, drug-induced situations, renovascular disease, etc. Symptoms of hypertension are generally not experienced by people, but if you do experience symptoms, you are likely to get a headache, blurry vision, dizziness, and shortness of breath. Please note that not everybody is likely to experience the same symptoms. Luckily, hypertension can be managed. First, Management based on classification. In this picture, what we see is the steps that can be put in place to manage your blood pressure based on its classification. Firstly, normal blood pressure is a systolic of less than 120 and a diastolic less than 80. Pre-hypertension is a systolic between 120 and 139 and a diastolic of 80 to 89. Stage 1 hypertension is a systolic of 140 to 159 and a diastolic of 90 to 99. And stage 2 hypertension is greater than 60 for systolic and greater than 100 for diastolic. In normal and pre-hypertensive states, only lifestyle modification is needed to manage the disease. But in stage 1 and stage 2 hypertension, lifestyle modification and antihypertensive medication is needed to manage the disease. Management based on lifestyle modifications, which can also be used as a preventative measure. This picture summarizes the different lifestyle modifications that an individual can take. These modifications should help decrease your blood pressure by a specified amount as seen on the far right. And note that it can also be used as preventative strategies to prevent an increase in blood pressure. So firstly, weight reduction. It is recommended to have your body mass index between 18.5 and 24.9 kilograms per meter squared. This should decrease your systolic blood pressure by 5 to 20 millimeters of mercury. Partaking in aerobic physical activity, what is recommended is doing at least 30 minutes per day of most days of the week. This should decrease your systolic blood pressure by 4 to 9 millimeters of mercury over the period of 6 months. Dietary sodium reduction. It is recommended to reduce salt intake to about 6 grams per day. This should decrease your systolic blood pressure by 2 to 8 millimeters of mercury. Adopting the DASH diet means that you consume food that is rich in fruit and vegetables and low-fat dairy products with reduced content of saturated and total fat. This should decrease your systolic blood pressure between 8 and 14 millimeters of mercury. And lastly, drinking alcohol in moderation. What is recommended is no more than 2 drinks for males and 1 drink for females per day. This should decrease your systolic blood pressure by about 2.5 to 4 millimeters of mercury. A sudden raise in blood pressure is likely to happen as a normal physiological response to certain situations. When your blood pressure remains raised for a longer period of time, for example, weeks or months, even when you're relaxed, it is when you need to see it as an issue. If that is the case, please do seek professional medical advice. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to leave any comments if you don't understand anything that was discussed, and I promise that I'll get back to your comment as soon as possible. Like and subscribe to my channel so that you can see more videos similar to this, and please don't forget to share this to as many people as possible so that we can reach as many lives as possible and do it together. Please do stay safe, my friends. See you next week.